They say that the definition of madness is doing the exact same thing and expecting a different result. Well, it now appears that after yesterday's defeat now in the House of Lords, Rishi Sunak came out on Friday morning and said, well, look, here's what's going to happen. And I kid you not, this almost to a T fits with what I have just said. We are going to vote on the Rwanda bill until it is done, and we are not going to leave until it is done. So, here's the thing. Everyone knows the Rwanda bill is not going to work. Even people in his own party know the Rwanda bill is not going to work. And the sort of the One Nation Conservatives, the more moderate-ish faction, and I know someone in the comments is going to say there are no moderate Tories, but there are. There is a reason they exist, and they are ultimately the ones really stopping this, going, actually, this is going to sort of break international law. We've got a sort of a problem with our commitments to the European Court of Human Rights, and what that means if we leave that is going to cause more problems. It's going to be sort of very embarrassing. We are one of the founding members of that court. We should not leave it just because you want to sort of act tougher on immigration. Now, here's the thing. Time and time and time again, when it has come to this, we have said what Rishi Sunak has to do if he wants to help improve the immigration system. First of all, actually properly fund it. Fix the system that Theresa May broke on purpose. Make sure that there are enough people processing claims, that there is enough funding, making sure that these people are properly housed and integrated, not leaving it to sort of local councils to having to pick up the slack when they are increasingly being told, hey, here's less and less money, but we expect you to do more. And legally, you are expected to do more. Very nice of them to sort of do that. But also make safe routes. You want to stop the boats? Make safe routes. But a processing center in France. France has already said, if you want to do this, hey, let's get together and sort this out. They've even said, if you pay for it, we'll build it. So this is just time and time again. They know what the problem is, and yet they just refuse to solve it. And yet, why is this being done? This is being done to try and appeal to a very, very small proportion of the electorate. A very small proportion of the electorate. Because they're worried about UKIP. Because, if we're not too right wing on immigration, they'll all go and vote UKIP anyway. Well, unfortunately, that ship has ultimately sailed, because even with the Rwanda plan, it's not exactly like Reform has lost any votes from said plan being put forward as a policy proposal. But of course, this is the whole part of the Tory party's incredible lurch more and more to the right wing, which eventually is going to end up in a massive sort of civil war with themselves. And oh boy, as we said before, are they going to fight? And I think now it is more than likely going to happen once they are out of power, because I think they know, even themselves, they can't really afford to be properly fighting while they're in power. And we have seen a couple of times sort of shots fired over the years. Me even thinking, oh my, is this actually going to be the spark that starts this the Tory civil war finally? And tensions sort of have been calm, because we can't go now because we're probably about to go into a general election. Who knows? Maybe in a couple of months. But that's the sort of the situation that they have been in. This is just one of Rishi Sunak's new plans. We're going to vote and vote and vote again until this is done. So yeah, expect that to be fun. Oh, and who knows how that'll turn out. But another of Rishi Sunak's new plans is he now wants to deal with what he calls sick note culture of people being long-term sick. Well, here's the thing, Rishi. If you are so concerned about people being long-term sick or people going off sick, maybe we should probably help the NHS make sure that those waiting lists are, reduced so that people can go and see a doctor when they need to, or that they can get the treatment when they need. Just a little thought for Rishi Sunak there. But Rishi's brand new plan is that he is going to take the ability of writing sick notes away from doctors and give them to a new position, which is going to be in apparently job centers for people who are going to assess people to see if they are actually long-term sick. Now, this, of course, is a long-term Tory plan that has been going on for years, not only just against disabled people, who really for the past 14 years have really been at the brunt of many of these crazy Tory plans. In one case, and I believe it was one case, a guy who was actually in a wheelchair being told, no, he is fit to work. And yet the guy was in a wheelchair. He was not fit to work to do the type of work that he was being asked to do, which was physical labor. So, yeah, probably not the best thing for this type of operation to be put into these people's hands, because these people aren't qualified. What qualifications are these people going to have? Could I just simply decide, well, I'm going to sort of change my career to do this? It's honestly, it is reeking of desperation, and it seems to be really trying to get to a point. What other stuff can we try and do which, when Labour come into power and either A, have to sort of pass another bill which sort of strikes this from the list, or something like that, we can sort of turn around and say, ha, they're being kind on sick people. How dare they? But hey, we'll find out. And I am not going to be surprised if we see, honestly, more and more sort of crazy Tory plans to try and sort of make this thing happen. Or even, as Rishi Sunak has said, that he sees the smoking ban as part of his glorious legacy. We don't even know if that gets introduced to Parliament, whether it would actually pass. There's a lot of people sort of complaining about it, still having huge holes potentially, and sort of how it is going to sort of work out. I mean, yeah, maybe it is sort of time that we sort of, brought this, whole smoking thing to a close and sort of, phased it out over a time. I'm sure there are better ways than what is being proposed by Rishi Sunak, absolutely. But oh boy, there are, uh, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what happens if this comes to a vote, but we'll see. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, we'll see you all next time.